Hi, I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. It's Friday, April the 3rd. I hope everyone out there is staying safe and adhering to the guidelines set forth before us. Trying times in our country right now. Be responsible, folks, if not for yourself, for the love of others as well. It's not always all about us individually, it's about thinking about your neighbor, your wife, your kids. All your family members, your friends. So let's look out for each other during these trying times. Well, let's get right to the meat and potatoes of what I'm going to talk about today. We're doing a series of Major League Baseball divisional futures, and today we covered the NL East in our last video. We're going to go with the NL West on Friday, and let's get right to them. The prohibitive favorite by no, and not even close, the biggest prohibitive favorite actually in baseball is the LA Dodgers in the NL West right now at odds of minus 900. As a matter of fact, the closest to the Dodgers right now is the Yankees in the AL East at minus 300. The Dodgers 106 and 56 last year. They won the division by 21 games over second place Arizona. Unfortunately for Dodger fans and the organization, they lost to the Washington Nationals in the World Series, but they look to be loaded once again, led by young star Cody Bellinger, who's it's no fluke at this point, as he's done so for the last few seasons, put up nice numbers. Bellinger last year, a 305 batting average while socking 47 home runs and knocking in 115 RBIs while doing so. Max Muncy, another player who emerged last year for the LA Dodgers with 35 home runs and 98 RBIs. And the Dodgers made a huge offseason trade with the Boston Red Sox that brought in both Mookie Betts and left-handed veteran pitcher David Price. Let's start with Betts. Over the last 4 seasons for Boston, all he's done is average 29 home runs and 94 RBIs per season out of the leadoff spot. So what a huge acquisition and boost that is for the LA Dodgers. Not like they needed it, but they look even stronger right now. And looking at their starting pitching staff, it looks like 25-year-old Walker Buehler is their designated ace of the future. He may be the ace right now. I mean, last year 14-4 with a 3.26 ERA in 30 starts. He made 2 starts during the World Series last season. He went 12 2/3 innings pitched in those outings and had a brilliant 0.71 ERA. This guy's the real deal, folks. Clayton Kershaw still around. He enters this year in his 13th MLB season, all with the Dodgers, and yet Kershaw is just 32 years old. He's a 3-time former National League Cy Young Award winner. He's coming off a stout season last year, which saw him go 16-5 with a 3.03 ERA in 28 starts. Season he missed a little bit of time to injury, but he's been more or less durable throughout his career, and he still looks like he has a lot left in the tank. David Price, as I alluded to earlier, now 34 years old. He's the former American League Cy Young Award winner way back in 2012 when he was a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. Price 150 and 80 throughout his career, and that's in 311 starts with a career ERA that's still very good at 3.31. Their closer has been in recent years Kenley Jensen, and boy oh boy, this native of Caraco has been terrific in the closer role for the Dodgers. 339 attempted saves. He closed 301 of those 339 and has posted a career ERA of 2.35. Now, having said that, he's coming off what you could deem to be his worst season of his career, based on the fact he had career worst of 8 blown saves and an ERA of 3.71, which was far and away his highest he's ever registered in his MLB career. In any event, the Dodgers are loaded. I'll save a lot of time at the end. I usually give you my pick to win the division. There's no way that I will take any team in any sport before a season begins as at futures odds of minus 900, folks. It's just not going to happen. For those novice bettors out there, what you're doing is you're putting up $90 to win 10, or $900 to win 100. So it's just stupid. It's insane. You just don't do it. Now, on paper, the Dodgers are far and away the best team, but again, not my cup of tea to making futures bets at those kind of odds. Now, Arizona at plus 800. This is a team, like I just alluded to, finished second in the NL West last year with an 85 and 77 record. I really like this team. Now, whether they can overtake the Dodgers, who have now won, 7 or 8 consecutive NL West titles in a row, is yet to be seen. But I do think at plus 800, there's some value there. I mean, you look at the fact they got a good young leadoff hitter in Ketel Marte at 26 years old, switch hitter, breakout season in 2019 when he hit 329 with 32 home runs and 92 RBIs. Again, folks, he did that as a 25-year-old, and he did it out of the leadoff spot, which is incredible numbers. Also coming off a career year is Eduardo Escobar. Escobar hit 35 home runs last year with 118 RBIs, and he'll look to put back-to-back seasons together of that magnitude for the first time in his career. Yet to be seen if that can be done, but I really like this lineup. I'm not going to go through the whole batting order, but this is a lineup that could really put up some numbers offensively, and at the very worst, I see Arizona contending and vying for a National League wild card spot. It would not shock me whatsoever if they give the Dodgers a run in the division. The top of their starting pitching rotation, 2 quality left-handers and former San Francisco Giant Madison Bumgarner, who's been the Giants' ace of the staff for many years. He came over during the offseason as a free agent acquisition. Then longtime Arizona Diamondback himself, Robbie Ray. 2 very good lefties at the top of the rotation. And keep an eye on 24-year-old Zach Gallen, who came over at the trade deadline from Miami last year. Now, he's only made 15 career starts, and he's 3-6 in those starts. But don't get caught up with that win-loss record, as, again, he was with the lowly Marlins for the better part of last year, and he has a stellar 2.81 ERA in those 15 starts. I think he could potentially be a 13 to 15 game winner this season. Yet to be seen, but I really like the looks of this young right-hander. And their closer, I'm not crazy about Archie Bradley as their closer. I mean, you look at his career numbers, 22 out of 39 with his save opportunities. That's not very good at all. On an encouraging note, he was 15 out of 18 with save opportunities a season ago. So who knows? Maybe Archie Bradley will prove me wrong, and for Arizona's sake, and for my sake, because I'm going to make a small wager on Arizona. I'm tipping my hand right now. I hope he does have a career year and prove me wrong. The San Diego Padres at plus 1,100. I don't know. I've seen some prognosticators out there who like San Diego to be a sleeper team in the NL West this year. I'm not seeing it. 70 and 92 last year. Finished last in the NL West. Look, do I think they're going to be better than they were a season ago? Yeah, but that's not really saying much. And I look at Manny Machado. I think a lot of people are very high on Manny Machado. He's put up some pretty good numbers in his Major League Baseball career, but the amount of money they signed him for, the first year with San Diego last year, the Padres signed him as a free agent off-season acquisition, and all he did was hit 279 with 32 home runs and 85 RBIs. That's a great season for a lot of guys, but not for the money they're doling out to Machado. I have to see a season where he really steps it up and becomes a genuine superstar with those massive type of numbers that equates to the contract he signed for. I also like 21-year-old Fernando Tatis. Not like him. I love this guy. I mean, as a matter of fact, Tatis, when you look at the fact that he got caught four-year young, has a huge upside, and but he was just 9-7 a season ago, and yeah, beside that, 3.33 ERA, not bad. I mean, he probably was a victim of lack of run support by a San Diego Padres team that was pretty anemic offensively at times. But by the same token, you're putting a lot of pressure on him. I don't think he's a bona fide ace, and we'll see how that pans out. They also picked up veteran right-hander Garrett Richards. He formerly of the Los Angeles Angels. He was a one-time 15-game winner, but this is a guy who just can't stay healthy. Over the last 4 years, Garrett Richards has only made 37 starts as he's been hampered by injuries in each of those seasons. They also picked up Zach Davies, who comes over from the Milwaukee Brewers. Spent the first 5 years of his Major League Baseball career in Milwaukee. Not bad. I mean, a 43-32 career pitcher, over 111 starts with a respectable 3.93 ERA. Not a bad guy to have in the three-hole in your rotation. And their closer is a pretty good one. You're looking at Kirby Yates. This guy's coming off a terrific year, probably the most underrated closer in all of Major League Baseball, converting on 41 of 44 save opportunities while posting an excellent 1.19 ERA, and he also struck out 101 batters in just 60 and two-thirds innings pitched. So they're in very good hands in the closer role. The problem is when you have a closer that good, you have to have the lead going into the ninth, and they didn't have enough of them last year. And having said that, I mean, here's a guy, to put his season in perspective, Yates closed 41 of San Diego's 70 wins last season. That's an extremely high percentage for a team with that low amount of wins. Next, we're going to look at the Colorado Rockies at plus 2,800. I like Colorado better than San Diego, but I look at Colorado's pitching. I'm not crazy about it. You never know with the Colorado Rockies. You know that they're going to be able to score runs, especially at home. The problem has been over the last decade with Colorado is not their ability to put up huge offensive numbers and score enough runs. The problem has been their pitching. Now, this year, you're looking at a lot of three core players, I should say. Not a lot of, three core players. Nolan Arenado, this guy's a true superstar. The last 5 years, he's averaging just a tad under 40 home runs a game, 124 per season a game. Good luck with that. 124 RBIs per season, and he's hit 294 or better in each of the last 4 seasons. This guy's he's the premier third baseman in all of Major League Baseball, both offensively, and he's a dynamite glove defensively as well. Charlie Blackmon has been very productive out of the leadoff spot for the Colorado Rockies. Over the last 4 years, he's hit .315 with 31.8 home runs per season, 85.5 RBIs per season. And again, folks, those are really good numbers out of the leadoff spot. And then Trevor Story, their shortstop, last 4 years, again, averaging 30.8 home runs per year and 86.8 RBIs per season. So it's not like Colorado doesn't have good hitters in the middle of the lineup and the top of the lineup for that mention, but they're going to have to get better pitching. Let's start with John Gray and Herman Marquez. last 4 years combined 80 and 54 and 194 starts. That's not bad at all. The problem has been not at the top of the rotation. It's usually at the lower half of the rotation where they run into trouble. They're hoping Kyle Freeland can return to the form he displayed 2 years ago when he went 17-7 with a 2.85 ERA. Last year, 3-11 with a 6.73 ERA and 22 starts. Not very good at all. They're going to need Freeland if they want to contend for at least a wild card spot or even for a winning season. They're going to need their top 3 guys to be very good, and then hope one of their other 2 starters in the rotation could come up with a career year or a surprise starter that comes up and exceeds expectations. Their closer, Wade Davis, the veteran, not coming off a very good year at all. Yeah, he did have 15 saves last year, but he was 1-6 with an 8.65 ERA and 50 appearances. Therein lies some of the problem with the Colorado Rockies. Not all with their starting rotation, but their bullpen in the last decade has also been shaky as well. Finally, the San Francisco Giants, who at one time were the stalwarts at the top of the division, perennial World Series threat, and also perennial NL West division threat to win a championship, no longer is the case. The Giants come into the season at plus 5,000 odds to win the NL West. They were 77-85 a season ago. Really a roller coaster ride for the Giants. They started out very slow. They went on a nice streak during the middle of the season to the last couple months where they closed to within a couple games of the National League wildcard spot and then faded very badly down the stretch. This is a team that's relying on an aging veteran core that's been in steady decline over the last 3 years or so. Brandon Belt, Posey, and Brandon Crawford, Buster Posey, that is, and Brandon Crawford. All 3 of these guys, if you look at their numbers over the last 3 seasons, have all been in decline. You look at their starting staff, very shaky with Jeff Samardzija, now 34 years old. Since coming to San Francisco in 2016, Samardzija is a poor 33-43 and 106 starts. His career 80-104. He's entering his 13th year. He's on the downside of his career, and quite frankly, he hasn't shown anything throughout his career that would make you think that this guy's going to come up with a huge season. And then Johnny Cueto, last 2 years, this guy has been hampered by injuries, only made 13 starts over the last 2 years, and now he's coming back after having those 2 years with limited action and recovering from injury, and he's now 34 years old. I don't know what you could expect from him. Kevin Gausman, the former Baltimore Oriole, not crazy about him. Left-hander Drew Smyly and young right-hander Tyler Beatty. Those 3 guys in their career, 87-108 combined in 284 starts. Not a lot to be excited about there. Their closer is left-handed pitcher Tony Watson, and he's certainly got a lot of experience out of the bullpen, and he's been effective in doing so. 606 relief appearances, and Watson has a 2.81 ERA over that course of time. However, he's a horrible 30 for 64 in his career save opportunities. That's only 46.9%. Not very good at all, folks. I don't like the Giants whatsoever. To recap it all, I don't like San Francisco, Colorado, or San Diego to have any kind of chance to win this division. And I'm looking at Arizona here at plus 800. I would make a very small wager. I'm going to make a very small wager. I would advise you to do the same. Very small, low-risk wager, high return on the Arizona Diamondbacks at plus 800, although it's a long shot because they're in the same division with the LA Dodgers. But if any team in this division can make a run at the Dodgers this year, in my opinion, it's the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I think Arizona, when it comes to late in the year, whenever that may be, we may be looking at late in the year being around Christmas time this year. In any event, let's hope so. Let's hope there is a season which I'm sure there will be at some point. I think that Arizona will, at the very worst, as I touched upon before, contend for a wild card spot in the National League. There you have it, the NL West. Up next will be the NL Central. Look forward to talking to you again. Look, stay safe, folks, and God bless each and every one of you.